Hey everybody, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. Today's video will be about the projects update, what's going on with each one of these little gems, and specifically to go over, sorry about that, to go over what I need for Darryl to make it a daily, which has been the goal of Darryl for some time. So you guys know, if you've been watching for a while, the channel's about, low bar stuff, overcoming challenges. My personal challenge is that my house is literally the size of my lot, right? I get people that are like, oh, just, throw up a pole barn real cheap in the backyard. There is no backyard. I have about 15 feet on all sides of my house, and that's it. So, that's my personal challenge. Fortunately, the way I was able to overcome it is that this lot here belongs to my in-laws, and they generously allow me to park all my junk on it. So this isn't my trailer, it's my brother-in-law's. I mean, I guess they get something, right? So this is Jewel, the 71 Olds 98. It's my wife's car. She really likes it. I don't know if you guys have seen it, because the video where I bought it was older and I had a lot less subscribers, but it's got a really sweet interior. It's pretty mint as far as that goes. It's got some scuzz growing on it, that kind of crap. It's got cool tail fins. I have a 6-liter LQ4 and a 4L80 to go into this. Looks like I have a increasingly flat tire as well. So yeah, the 4L80 is being rebuilt with the bare minimum of parts needed. It's down at the house. I'll get a hold of Ryan Jans next month and get a converter. And it's February right now, so hopefully by April I can have the engine and transmission in this. I need to make a cross member. There isn't one at all for it, so I have to have a drive shaft made, fuel system. This car is really like low priority overall. I'm not too worried about it. I don't know if that dent was always in it. That's the other part of the problem of using these community space. They have renters. That's not my Nissan, that's the in-laws tenants. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. I'm really not targeting being able to drive that before fall, because just like you, I am on a budget. This will be a LQ4 with 862 heads and a GT45 turbo. Hold on a second. So, yeah, GT45 turbo, LQ4. I'm hoping, you guys saw the turbo build. I'm hoping I can set it somewhere right here. But we'll see. We'll see when it's time. This is a radiator out of a late model Silverado. It's not going to fit in here. So, anyway, moving on from this one. Next up is, well, let's do Clifford, the 8100. Allison transmission, 2500 HD, big block. I need to fix this mount. It's mounted on 3 sides. I need to build mounts. Now that I have a new welder and stuff, I can do that. Pick that bed up. I ordered a hitch for it just today, so we'll redo this bumper. I don't like it. It was only meant to be temporary, and to give me an idea. Once I have a hitch, I can do the bumper around it, so that'll be coming in the next few months. I'm going to bed liner at least the bed and maybe the whole truck in the spring, when I pull the bed off of it to build new mounts, which will just be angle iron. That's really it. Eventually, someday, it'll get a solid axle in the front from a Super Duty. I might start collecting parts to do that, but that'll be like next year. I have to prioritize. Too many projects, too much stuff. This is Rosco, the XJ. I think it's a 98 or a 99, I don't remember. It's basically ready to go. I need to get plates for it, which I hope to do this week, and start driving it. It's got the Cooper Discover AT 265 70s. It's like a 31. High clearance 2x6 rockers, header. It's tubbed, sort of ish, where I cut the rust off. I might come back and take the flare off of it. I really haven't decided yet. It's not growing on me, so I think I might just cut it off. But other than that, this project's basically done. I'd like to get it down to the I may or may not do a front bumper. I haven't decided yet. The hurdle, I have a front bumper for it from Dirtbound Off-Road. The hurdle for it is, at some point it was in some kind of fender bender and it got tweaked, and the subframe's all smashed up on it. So I'd have to beat that flat before I dealt with it. But yeah, this will be my daily for the next few months once I get it registered, which of course I should have had it registered 2 months ago, but I didn't. But once I get it registered, I'll daily it for a couple months, work out any kinks. If the alternator fails, starter fails, whatever, the fuel pump's going on it, I can deal with that before I give it to my niece Melanie, and she should have something pretty reliable to drive. So that's what's going on with that. This is meant to be my summer driver. This is Darryl, my 79 C10. Probably what you're all here for. I'm going to go ahead and pull the cover off, and we'll make a list of what I need to do and what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. So hold on a second while I pull this cover off. It's nice enough. I considered this, but I didn't really think about it. But being a pickup, it's a very nice cover, but it filled with snow and ice, and it pulled the bed area of it down, which made the whole thing fit goofy. So it's going to be like 40 today and like 50 tomorrow, so I'm hoping I can pull that off and maybe throw it up on my trailer there and let it dry off while I make a list, and then I'll put it back on because it's February, it's Michigan, it's going to snow again. But let me get this off here real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so Darryl, the legend, whatever, the one that you guys all like. Darryl's a 79 C10 with the LQ4, socket stage 2, 862 heads, pack 1218 springs. It's pretty much my little hot rod truck, 4L80, 12 bolt, 3400 RPM converter. The number one issue with Darryl is Darryl doesn't have a lick of wiring in it that's not for the LS. So I ordered a Speedway harness that will be here this week. I don't know when it will go on because the weather's probably going to turn bad again. But I have no headlights, I have no taillights, I have nothing other than what I needed to make this run and drive so I can prove it out. Prior to me really doing YouTube, like seriously, this had the GT45 on it that you guys see in my videos sometimes. A set of decaps. It made like 600 horsepower. It didn't suck, but nothing worked right, and I was constantly on the side of the road messing with it, and then it smoked the 4L80, broke the bell housing. So I decided to take it back down, go back to basics, which was why the series that you see this in the most is called Back to Basics. Get it running and driving NA, get it proved out, and go from there, which is what I did. So right now this won't start, and I don't know why, but I'm guessing I didn't have a ground right here or something. Doesn't really matter. I don't have a battery tray. I ordered one of those. I'll figure out how to make the battery tray fit over here on the driver's side. The stock one was over here on the passenger side. I think I have the holes. Looks like I don't have the holes, so I'll have to drill the holes. Whatever, I'll have to figure it out. Once I get it rewired or wired enough, I don't know that I'll ever get it rewired, but once I get it wired enough, let's start on the interior. Currently it has a back seat out of a Chevy Avalanche in it. I don't really like this seat. It's comfortable, but it doesn't move, and I don't have access to the space behind the cab, so I'd like to find another stock seat to put in here. As you can see, I have no dash. I do have a 9091 electronic cluster to put in here. My dash pad is horribly cracked and terrible. I might get one of those covers, but I kind of hate the idea of a plastic dash in my truck. But I also hate the idea of spending $350 on a new dash. So we'll see. But this is my truck. Like, this truck, I took my wedding pictures with my truck. My wife and I went down to Arkansas. We picked this up. We had an adventure. This is our truck. Like, Jewel will go someday. Clifford will go someday. You know, Roscoe's definitely going to go someday. The FJ, Fujiko, will go someday. But Darryl is forever for us. So I will spend a lot of money on the interior here. And I care more about the interior here for me to drive this back and forth to work than I do about putting the turbo back on. Although I do have that in my plans. So anyway, harness, battery tray. Things that I'm going to do before I drive it are the harness, the battery tray. The harness at least enough to give it headlights, taillights, blinkers, brake lights. I'd like to put a stock knob radio back in it. I talked with a guy in a Facebook group who rebuilds them. I have the heater controls. That'll go back in. We'll see about anything else. Not really high on my priority list. Same with the doors. I have the original doors. The original doors are rust-free for this truck, but I took them out to rebuild the vent windows, and that snowballed into a big bunch of crap. Where my local glass guy like bent the hell out of my frames, and I tried to mess with it. My wife said she was going to do it. She didn't ever do it. It just turned into a whole dumpster fire. But when I get those fixed, the original doors will go back on here. They're painted to match the rest of the truck, the same gray. So yeah, interior will be very nice. It won't be a driveway engineer kind of project. This will be a spend some money, make it nice kind of project. I picked the Speedway harness. I picked specifically because it comes with the wiring for the column. It comes with the correct headlight switch, and it comes with the floor dimmer switch that it's supposed to have. This little tiny like 10-inch go-kart Vato kind of steering wheel, that's got to go. I'd like an original one. I gotta find one. It's harder to find the round eye stuff than like the 81 and up stuff. So I want the one with the bow tie. Moving on, the next big hurdle. I don't have back brakes at all. There's nothing in the drums. If you go way back and watch one of the early videos where I got this out of the storage unit it was at, the brakes were locked. I had been sitting so long at the body shop that it was at that the brakes locked up, and I just went in and gutted everything. So I ordered a set of disc brake brackets for Astro calipers and rotors from Captain Fab. I keep calling him Captain Chaos because that's a cooler name, but his name's Captain Fab on these 67 to 72 Chevy truck for him. I'll piece that together. Obviously I got to deal with that before I go. Taillights, I ordered new trailer taillights with reverse lights. These are trailer taillights. I don't care if they're not original, but I do want them to be in there and work. Fuel filler. The step side fuel filler necks are unique. And I have my original one here. And I need to cut it and splice it because the 87 tank that I used has a larger opening. So I need to step that down somehow before I start driving it. Really, and then I got to pick up blinkers. I don't have any marker lights. This fender's trashed, which is why I did all the crazy paint to it, because I actually had this whole thing painted the dark gray at one time. So I might pick up a fender, grab the right doors. I don't know, probably not too much. Need to keep it simple, get it going. But I'd like some cooler wheels. These are like ARE wheels. People keep telling me they're Astro wheels, but they're not. There's some racing company, ARE. And then I lost the center caps for the back too. And it's got like General Grabber ATs on it, which is inappropriate. So I'd like some. I'd like the OBS and GMT style rallies with the little caps, but I can't ever find them. I think people just scrapped them. So that's pretty much it. And Darryl's gonna, as the weather improves, I'm gonna shift the focus of the channel. Like right now I'm just doing that transmission and the hot side. That's all stuff I can do in my garage. So you know, to keep content coming for you guys. But as time goes on, as the weather improves, I'm gonna shift the focus to this. where it belongs. So there is my local track is Mid-Michigan Motorsports in Stanton, Michigan, and they have a test and tune on April 19th, 17th. I don't know, check their website. But my goal is to be there with brakes and at least brake lights and headlights with Darryl. So I'll probably trailer it there because I have a hitch for Clifford now, not me. And the goal is, like if I can, the goal is to get down the track. But if I run like a 13 anything, if I run a 13.99 in this thing, I'm going to be ecstatic. But I really expect to run low 13s in it, as is. No Cal tracks. But we'll see. Maybe I'm an idiot. Anyway, if you guys have any ideas or anything you want to see about any of these projects, let me know. This is what's going to be coming on the channel this year, guys. So I hope you're into it, and I hope it helps you guys out. Like I said, it's going to go into a lot of, we're going to get into Darryl a lot and making him a driver and getting into what that takes. I would like to add the turbo back on before the end of the year, but we'll see how it goes. Like, priority number one is driver status. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here, close this up, go back home, help my wife clean the house. We'll be live tomorrow, Sunday. So we'll catch you next time, and see you guys.